The 805 show. Here we go. Welcome, everybody. Taibu Mu'addib, Certified Goal Achievement Coach, bringing you the results. All right. Let's turn up.
Good evening, everyone. Taibu Mu'addib, host, podcast entertainer,
Me.
author, motivational speaker.
Do it. Get y'all pumped
Every
up.
weeknight, 9:30-ish p.m. We go crazy. In fact, we going nuts right now. Hit it, Shay.
Morning, everybody. Let's go.
Come on, a little bit more.
Morning with Mu'addib. Give you that evening feel.
It's cold out here, y'all.
Fix that collar. Yeah.
And I'm telling you one thing. It's amazing.
How come they don't know? Noah's life is the Cosby Show. Killer cops
is nothing new to melanated people, bro. Not in the America that locks us up for mega busting, legalized prostitution so the mob can get their cut. CIA agents bringing dope in from the south and spread it through the hood so we can take each other out. The sadness in the hood isn't just some recent shit. It's the same thing that you can see on the slave ship. Trauma passed through generations lead to a peculiar life. Can't believe in freedom, even if one of your parents white. I'ma do it right, cause I'm conscious and I know the way. I got roots in Africa. Pittsburgh was my birthing place. International businessman from inmate 15208. African Messiah, dog. Someone had to say today. All you want is metaphors about the club and freaking horse. Stacking up your paper, flashy cars, and them foreign tours. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. It starts out with Congress, yeah. Them the folks who scheme and plot. Once they pass the laws, it's on you and I to know what's up. And since we don't, that's how come the jails are jam-packed with us. I got my fist raised. And unity is in my heart. No matter who you are, come and live your truth. That's how it starts. Yeah. That's how it starts. Go get them. Go, 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 go. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. All you want is metaphors. International businessman. Can't believe in freedom.
Thank you for joining me.
Pleasure to meet each and every one of you. Taibu Mu'addib and Shay.
The morning
this is
show.
Live Your Truth.
Hey.
Pull up a chair.
Let's go. Get it popping. Yeah. Good morning. Want to give y'all that evening feel. That was the evening show. Now my evenings, my roster is filling up. People need coaching. So I'm coaching in the evenings now and I'm teaching. All right. So if you don't see me podcasting, I'm helping someone. If I'm late on a podcast, someone needs help. That's my lot in life. That's what I do. Appreciate you guys for joining me. Patricia, LaJustice, Lady Red, one of them ones. Nathan, appreciate y'all for joining me on TikTok over here. YouTube pages, First Step Coaching, Taibu Mu'addib, and Taibu Mu'addib 4019. TikTok at Taibu 2 Rise, my oldest podcast channel. Join me at Taibu 2 Rise to see all of my podcasting from 2.5 years ago. All right. So diving right in. So the question becomes, does our former president deserve a second chance? I don't know what I can and can't say. My caller don't want to act right today, y'all. I don't know what I can and can't say, but does he deserve a second chance? Does he deserve the black vote? So if you didn't watch the Central Park 5 special on Netflix, right? In New York, you know, Trump's area, you know, is where he's from, whatever the case may be. So the man made a statement about the black community, about young black boys. And it's like, it's hard for us to forget. But I think at this point now, he's shown some growth, if I will. I myself used to make mistakes in the community, against the community, right? I've done my share of time. And so you want a second chance after you've made mistakes. Now, the larger issue is if you have Europeans raising their kids to have an issue, we'll just say, with Africans in America, why aren't Africans in America raising their young people to be able to combat this type of feeling towards them, right? This angst. So I think that, the early younger former president, his days, I think that what you heard from him was what all, and I'll just say all, because I don't know, I'm not European. I think all Europeans in America, at least, come into contact of some form of cultural bias, which you call racism. I believe that all Europeans in America, from the onset, from the first time they out the womb, I think they're being taught to have angst against African people in America. Maybe people of all color, but definitely of us. Okay. So the younger, former president, I just won't use name, but you know what I'm talking about because you see the picture on my post. The younger him, the younger version of him, I just believe that what we heard was this angst that he was raised with. I believe that he was raised to look down on us, not just because we're poor, but whatever they're teaching their young people. And we as a community are failing to raise our young people to understand the larger picture and the bigger frame about what we're going to have to deal with when it comes to the European power structure. Now, I personally don't mind people being upset with me, but I give the man a second chance. I personally gave the man a second chance. I'm a registered voter and I vote for the former president. I do. I vote for him because I believe that he's a lot like me, someone in need of a second chance. And not just that, someone that's trying to change, not just his own life, but the lives of people who live here. I believe he's the first president ever to have enough going on personally that he don't have to care about, what comes with the presidency. So therefore, we're getting a more raw and real look inside the politics that have held us down for years. And they're upset with him. If I, at the time, or all the time, if I wasn't trying to build a new life for myself and didn't mind getting any more legal trouble, I told my kids I wouldn't. If I didn't mind that, I may have been at the gate with them. I may have been trying to go over the wall. Wouldn't that be great? African people, wouldn't that be great to be at the gate with them, going over the wall on the European power structure that's denigrated us and held us down and subjugated us and oppressed us for centuries? Wouldn't that have been great? And so I envy what the Europeans feel here in this country, the kind of freedom they feel to go at the top spot and not to be playing games, but to say, hey, look, we want a new America. Has he done enough to deserve the African vote? Let's go picture in picture and see. So a woman took the social media. I don't play no games. I know me. A woman took the social media, and if you haven't seen this, go to Taibu Mu'addib 4019 over on YouTube. Subscribe. It's the free subscription right now. So definitely do it. I need 1,000 subscribers to really get it popping over there. But that's where I'm giving y'all the funk. All right. You want to see this picture in picture stuff? Thank you to StreamYard. This is where I'm getting it popping at. Now, so a woman took the social media, a sister, and while sisters is all the rage right now for all the wrong reasons, I think we should listen to her. So I have it under Trump reform. Let's look and see what the former president is doing for us. All right. Let's talk about it. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to play this. Please listen with your hearts. All right. Does the topic for today is, does the former president deserve the African community's vote and a second chance? Taibu Mu'addib, certified PCS certified goal achievement coach, right here, bringing it to you live. You don't want to miss it. Let's screen share so everybody can see it at home on YouTube and on my Facebook channels. So Why is this relevant to what I do professionally? I'm all about growth strategy, winning strategies, right? I'm all about, being more, living más. I'm all about people finding a peace and the happiness they feel like they should have in their job, in their career, starting businesses, in your family relationships. I'm all about that. But understand, it's a transition, people. Personally, it's a transition. That's what I help you do. Line up activities that help you transition from where you are now to where you want to be. And that's what I believe the former president is really, his whole stick is. He wants us to transition from the old way of doing things politically in this country to something better. If you can't see that, you're not doing your research. All right. All right. It's not about the Republicans and Democrats so much. It's about what one individual wants to do to change things for all of us. All right. Let's listen to what she has to say, please.
Because a lot of people accuse this man of being a racist. I met President Donald Trump working on criminal justice reform. I too was one of the ones that said, no, I don't want to go talk to that man. I don't know him.
So this is a sister on TikTok, and she's saying that she believed that he was culturally biased, what you call racist. She didn't want to go talk to him, but he was working on a plan for criminal justice reform. All right, listen to her.
He hates black people. That's what they said. I served time in a Georgia state prison. And while I was serving time in that prison, I was pregnant. I was transported to a hospital here in Georgia by a police officer, and I was chained to a bed, and I was forced to give birth to my baby with a sheriff watching for a nonviolent crime.
All right, so the young sister was serving time in the state of Georgia for a nonviolent crime. That could mean sale of narcotics. That could mean check theft, forgery, something that doesn't involve violence, right? So she was pregnant when she was arrested, sent to prison. This is in Georgia. And when she had to give birth, she was transported to a hospital. She was cuffed to a bed, chained to a bed, and forced to give birth while cuffed and chained to the bed with a sheriff watching. Okay, this is what her story is. This is where her story starts. Listen to her.
The Democrats said we only supposed to fight for the family separation at the border. They forgot all about the family separation in the border. I was going to go in with my story and see if I could make a difference. I found myself sitting in front of President Trump in the Oval Office, and I shared my story.
Wow. So the former president is offering individuals opportunity to tell their story. Who wants to tell their story to the former president to help him effect change for our community? I'm telling you, Democrat, Republican, don't get caught up in them colors. Yes, I have Republican red on today, but don't get caught up in them colors because I have a blue shirt on. Don't get caught up in them colors. Get caught up in who's trying to change America for us. Does the former president deserve the African to vote? Listen to what she's saying. Because a party wants you to do a certain thing. They want you to focus on a certain thing. So while when I was younger and I wasn't voting, I didn't know that former President Bill C., I didn't know that he signed a bill into law that got rid of many parole programs, many early release programs. He signed a tough on crime bill that changed a lot of laws that kept a lot of people who shouldn't even be in prison or in jails down. He made it doubly hard for you to get out, even if you were convicted of a crime wrongfully. Bill C. signed an act into law, legislation into law, that basically said, once you're in, we're going to keep you in, no matter what you're in there for. That's what he said. You can call it the quote unquote pack the prisons legislation. Look at the prison population in America before former President Bill C. and after him. Do your research. This African young woman, this beautiful black lady is saying, I went through a situation and I spoke my mind to former President DT. And this would happen.
This is the man that they told me was a racist. I don't know. I'm scared to death. I just so happened that he heard my story. Not only did he pass the First Step Act, but he also made it illegal for them to chain women to the bed during their childbirth. When it comes to President Donald Trump.
So it says that she's saying that the end result of her situation was, and sharing her story with former President DT, she said the result was he signed into legislation that African women, or all women, it's no longer legal to chain a woman that's in custody to the bed, have her chained to the bed while she's giving birth. Now, that might not mean much to many of you, but to a woman giving birth to a child that hasn't committed any crime, in that tender, sensitive moment with all that can go wrong, that means everything. You may not have any favor for inmates and convicts and people that have been locked up for your own personal reasons, but I'm telling you right now, that was a big deal. It was a big step. It was a big step. Humanizing people who are convicted one way or another is a big step towards a second chance, in my opinion. Have your own opinion. That's my opinion. If you want to join me live and chop it up with me, I'll shoot you an invite. Get on in here and let me know what you think. Does former President DT deserve the black vote and a second chance? All right. Now, because I'm a fair podcaster, I will give you both sides. Yes, I will. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to go back. So now let's look at what I'll call a DT hater. Now, like I said, I'm not European. I don't know what goes on in these households, but I'm just saying there's a common theme, right? For some reason, you see Europeans and their issues with people. You see how vehement they are to bring a person down, but you have to question yourself: how did this country get built with them going at each other like this? It should teach us as African people something. In your little chat rooms and when you're going live and things of this nature, think about it. While y'all sniping at each other or sniping at different content creators, these Europeans can have serious political differences and still run a great country, still build a great nation. Think about that. Say what you will, but they're getting it done. All right, we can get it done. We can have unity. We can get it done. Let's look at a DT hater and some statements, all right? The issue, and look, y'all got to come over and subscribe Taibu Mu'addib YouTube to see it, because it's crazy, right? Because it's not a TikTok reel, but it's a brother defending DT, former President DT, against the European man. It's the craziest thing, right? And that man went off. He went off. All right. Let's let this and let's dig into this. If you're a former president, hey, let's dig into this. I'm live on 5 platforms: Instagram, TikTok, and 3 picture pages over here off StreamYard, 2 Facebook and 1 YouTube page. The YouTube page, which we want to focus on, Taibu Mu'addib, let's go. Let's look at this brother and what he has to say and what they have to say about president. Now look, like the young lady said, in support of a second chance for former President DT, I too believe that he was inherently racist, culturally biased. There's no such thing as race. If you do your research, there's no such thing as race concerning humans. That's a trick that the Europeans put on us to make us think that we're really different. All human beings, no matter how they look on the outside, are scientifically the same. We have different cultural norms and different pigmentation to our skin. We do, but we're all one race. Trust me, right? Trust me in this. And what I want to say about that is, if you use the word racism, watch how you use your words, because you help continue the divide. Now, you guys that join, make sure you're tapping the screen before you leave. Don't just come in and check me out and not tap the screen. Let me get these likes up. 80 likes is ridiculous. This is a hot topic. How could it not be? You guys not tapping the screen. If you're gonna come in for 1 minute, yes, that's a minute. You can be tapping the screen. Do me right, y'all. I'm tired. Confirm. We got to get on this. All right. Let's discuss it. Let's see what the other side. So that was the former President DT supporter first. Let's go with the hate. Let's go.
Take a listen to Representative Jamie Raskin as he simply puts Byron Donalds, the tool for white supremacy, in his place. But
now by him posting this rant by somebody that is against former President DT, he got 19,000 likes. I'm at 81 likes. What's going on? We're not a people that believes in second chances. How could that not be? When 3/4 of our community is in situations where we all need them. We need second chances when we get pulled over by the police. We need a second chance. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. You know what I'm saying? How can we not be a community of folks that believe in second chances? Okay. Dr. James Foster, why am I broadcasting on so many platforms? Because I believe I have something to say, sir. You're welcome to come in here and join. Are you a Trump supporter or a Trump hater? Do you believe he deserves a second chance or not? I have something to say, and I want to get out to as many people as I can. Also, sir, that's a good question. Before I became a coach and a speaker, I had no idea how much trauma, how much pain, how much is going on out there, right? So I feel like I have to get my voice out. If you're doing something awesome in the community, whether you're a cheerleading coach that's real and want to help folks, young people feel better about themselves through cheer, whatever it is, if you paint, whatever that you do, please use as many platforms as you can to get that beauty into the world. I feel like I'm spreading beauty into the world by talking about real topics that matter, sir. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, okay. So I have a couple of different devices, and I also use StreamYard, and StreamYard will blast, depending on how much you pay them, they'll blast your podcast or your live streaming out to many, many different places. So yeah, that's what I use. That's the platform I use over here on my iPad. And again, YouTube is less restrictive than other platforms. So you got to be on, if you're serious about documenting what you say, having a library of what you say and what you're doing as a podcaster or whatever you're doing out there, you want to be on YouTube. It's less restrictive. You have more freedoms. You can do and say as you please to a certain degree. You can get your point across. All right. TikTok will shut you down. Instagram, they'll shut you down. Facebook will shut you down for saying the wrong thing. You might not even know it's the wrong thing. So you have to be very circumspect. But over here on StreamYard, I can shoot to places that will let me speak. All right. So, but you're all welcome to come in. Thank you, Dr. James, Beatrice, very much. So let me continue. So this brother here, 19,000 likes. I'm at 84. He's not doing anything but reposting somebody talking against President Trump, but he's making it sound like it's a cool thing to do. I don't know if it's that cool to do. I'm not going to use my page. Is not going to be like I'm not gonna pimp my page out to what's hot topics in the media. Like let other people talk for me. But I am keeping my ear out there, and I want to let you guys know what I think and feel about it and how it affects us and how we can grow from it. This right here, let's go.
But don't believe me. Just watch. Press play.
It's coming from Mazars. So have you ever stayed at a Trump hotel? Excuse no, and I would stay at a Trump hotel. I've got too much self-respect and concern for hygiene.
Okay. So the brother asked the European man, "Have you ever stayed at a Trump hotel?" He said no, and I would never because I have too much respect for myself. When have we heard that before as a people? That's like saying, have you stayed at Taibu Mu'addib's hotel? Oh, no, I wouldn't have too much respect for myself. So back in the Jim Crow days, even though African people had goods and services and sales and things of that nature, Europeans wouldn't do it for the same reason. Are they treating Trump like he's one of us? To a certain extent, yes. Legitimately, now he's one of us as far as how they see it, because he's against their ideology. They feel threatened. Now, just because I look this way, am I against, freedom and justice for all, against American ideology? No, that's not what it is. But I want more of that freedom and justice for my people. So when he says he hasn't gone to a Trump hotel and he would never because he has too much respect for himself, that sounds really, really like he's talking about one of our establishments, doesn't it? The Europeans, I'm telling you, watch them.
But in any event, Mr. Donald, you're totally wrong about what the Foreign Emoluments Clause stands for. Abraham Lincoln was given 2 elephant tusks by the King of Siam during the Civil War, and he liked them very much. He wanted to keep them, but he went to Congress, which is what every other president did before and every president did since, right up until Donald Trump. And he asked whether he could keep the tusks. And Congress, though they loved Honest Abe, said, no, you can't keep them. I mean, John F. Kennedy was offered citizenship by the people of Ireland because they loved him so much, and he refused to take it, saying that even though it didn't violate the letter of the Emoluments Clause, it violated the spirit of the Emoluments Clause. And Donald Trump converted the presidency into an instrument for self-enrichment. He raked.
All right. Isn't that always the Europeans' issue with everybody? The European man don't want nobody to get money but him. This man said former President DT turned the presidency, the White House, into a hotbed for personal self-enrichment. You mad at the man that's keeping people that's locked up for nonviolent crimes from being chained to beds while they giving birth? You mad because he got money while he was the president? And if you look at this video, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Look at this video. The guy, he's so worried about DT's money, he ain't even comb his brush his hair. He's spitting on, and then you have to look at the education factor. Young African people, get your education. He's sitting here breaking down history. Know your history, not their history of you and their representation of your history. Know your history, African people. Powerful people. Powerful. We started it all. They learned how to eat, clean themselves, act, learn, and teach from us. This man sounds very educated. He does. But his main gripe is former President DT was getting money because he was the former president. He pimped the White House to get money for his company. It built his brand. I just don't get it. I wouldn't go put money in. I wouldn't go stay at his hotel. I wouldn't go support that man's business. It's about business. He's not even talking politics. I'm gonna be winding a little bit. The man basically just said he mad because the former president DT was getting money while being the president. That not shocking? The Bushes and the Clintons, they did not do this. The people, presidents before former President DT, presidents before him wasn't getting Skrilla, cheese, cheddar because they were the top dog. This is your gripe, sir? Let's listen.
Donald Trump converted the presidency into an instrument for self-enrichment. He raked in millions of dollars.
He said he turned it into an instrument of self-enrichment. I don't know. If that's not the number, I mean, raise your hand if you know as soon as you get upgrade and increase in pay or at work or you start a business and it flourishes. Raise your hand if you know you're going to have a person like this voicing their opinion against your money. You know somebody's going to come hate on your money. It might be somebody very, very close to you and not want you to get no more. As soon as the hate starts, it's not just about hating that you did it and you got the upgrade. They want to hate on you so you don't get no more. It's a lot of y'all out there that's hating on people for not getting, and then did it the right way. He won the election. He was the former president. What he did under in office, as far as how it affects his pockets, who cares? He cared.
Dollars from the most corrupt governments on earth, who came in with.
The man actually had the, and this is Europeans. Don't y'all understand? Europeans, because they're that color, they're the color of purity. They're the only real justice government in the whole world. The man actually said that he was getting money from corrupt governments around the world. How can a country that sells dope to a segregated community plan this out? How can the intelligence, this country, the intelligence agency was running drugs through the country to pay for a clandestine war straight out the White House? What government, if you can say so, what government in the history of governments ever has been more corrupt than the US of A? Confirmed. This might not my opinion. This is a fact. What gives you Europeans the right to vilify other countries? Y'all want to know why? You want to know the truth? The truth is Europeans, pale, pigmented skinned people, only make up like 7% of the world's population. And most of them are here. England and Great Britain is a very small part of the earth. Most of the world is colors, pigmented people, melanated people. Most of the other governments he's speaking about. So this man, he's talking about, it's just crazy. It's crazy. His rant against the former president, man, makes him a hater, and he's culturally biased. And this is the double talk that Democrats have. This is the behind your back speech that they have. You can't vilify a man for being successful at doing something y'all set in motion eons ago. The man's talking about a man financially gaining from being the president. How many of us know that for the former presidents in America owned slaves? Do you know this? Were you taught this in school? How many of you know this? What's the man talking about? Former presidents owned slaves. Can't make this up. Let's go.
Specific favors that we document in our report that they got from Donald Trump. I beseech my colleagues, I will read any book, any magazine, any speech you've given that you want me to read. Read this report and come back and tell me if you think Donald Trump did the right thing in converting the White House into a for-profit operation. No other president.
When has America not been for profit? When has politics not been for profit? They raise campaign funding to get elected. When has it not been for profit? What's the guy talking about? What's he really upset about? Because former President DT was more successful at doing it than most? Really? Really, dude? And he's going off. But don't forget, he started off by saying something that was racist. Almost as if former President DT was one of us. I would never go stay at his hotel. I have much respect for myself. Come on, bro. Stop it. But be that as it may, you guys can choose sides on your own. So, are you for giving the former president a second chance and your vote or not? I want to know. Get in the comment section, raise your hand. 85 likes. I don't like y'all. Y'all don't want to tap my screen. I know I'm giving you the raw real. If you want to be in a different room and sit around and tap the like button for people that sit around talking about stuff that's not productive for us as a society, fine. And I know I haven't gone viral yet because what I talk about is positive for us. But I'm going to continue to have this positive platform for us. As far as protection is concerned, I want to direct you guys' attention to the Guard Me Gear startup. So I started up a tech company, Guard Me Gear. We're looking for $150,000. That's $5 per person and one link share. So I'm asking you to donate $5 and just share the link. All right. I'll go ahead and put that in the description so you guys can have opportunity to go over there, catch the link, and get that done. I appreciate everybody that donates. You're all good people. I want to make sure that you guys know that we are going to end sexual and domestic violence. That is the goal. All right. Ending sexual and domestic violence is the goal. That's what we're doing. So I'm going to put this comment right here. I'm going to pin it. Ooh, if I can pin it. All right. Get that up there for you guys. I'm going to pin this comment real quick for about a minute. It's going to be up there for a minute. So for that minute, I want you guys to know that we can end sexual and domestic violence. We can put a sharp a look at police violence against citizens, because the Guard Me gear is it's a genius opportunity for all of us to get involved in something that matters. If we're not discussing sexual and domestic violence, that's why it's continuing to happen. It's the only reason it's continuing to happen. We're not discussing it. We're not reporting it. We're not discussing it. So we don't have to talk about protecting the African women, you know, African children, about protecting all children, all women, because we can do something about it right now. We can go ahead and we can donate to the fundraiser, the Guard Me Gear startup. There are many devices out there online right now and in stores for sale, from basic stuff like mace and pepper spray to techie stuff like Invisaware. You guys do your research. The reason that these things, please like, the reason these things aren't making a difference is because they're not addressing the real problem. Putting something in someone's hand doesn't make a good weapon to use against that, or a good defense against that, if the people doing this are largely people that you know, people that you trust. Who has their pew pew in a holster or at the ready or pointing at someone they trust or they love? And then for many of the young victims of sexual and domestic violence, where would they can't legally have one. They can't legally buy one. So a large share of the victims of sexual and domestic violence they can't even get a pew pew legally to defend themselves. How do they defend themselves if we're not going to do it? So make sure you guys go over there and you guys donate. I'm going to put it in the comment section right here. It's in the description. Let's get this going. Get this done right. And remember, we want to be celebrating the end of sexual and domestic violence in October when the awareness month comes up. We don't want to be just starting to work on it. All right. I want you guys to go donate your $5, share the link one time with someone else that you know is with the cause, and you guys can make your donations. Let's get this done. Spring break, we should celebrate actually having the prototypes manufactured and begin testing. All right. I'm excited about ending sexual and domestic violence because I myself was a victim and a perpetrator of it. Right. A victim as a child, going to a perpetrator of it is terrible, but the cycle can be broken and will be broken. We'll break that cycle. As a goal achievement coach, I want to thank you guys for joining me this morning. My time is coming up. If you have comments, you want to join the show, you want to talk about whether you believe former President DT deserves a second chance, please do. I welcome you to come onto the platform and talk about if you believe that former President DT deserves the African community's vote and a second chance from us. I say yes. I say yes. I say that I don't believe he's trying to pimp us for votes. I don't believe he's signing legislation to help us for votes. I believe he wants to see change. I believe he's changed or trying to change, which is important for any of us. Now, at the end of the day, this podcast is being brought to you courtesy of the First Step Coaching. If you are having trouble staying motivated, I want to be your coach. If you're having trouble staying motivated towards your goals, go ahead and tap in. Go ahead over to calendly.com/Coach Taibu for your free consultation. All right, 15-minute call. We'll find out what we can do to help you at First Step Coaching. Okay. Does former President DT deserve the African community vote, the black vote, a second chance? Taibu Mu'addib says yes. Get in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I appreciate it. Everybody's voice matters. I appreciate opposing points of view. So please, by all means, jump in here and let me know what you think. If you're at work just listening, thank you for listening in. If you want to hop in and talk about former President DT, are you for or against him getting the African vote and a second chance? Let me know. I appreciate it. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here. I got things to do, people to help. I got duties, responsibilities, but I appreciate you. And again, when you guys join my live, make sure y'all tapping the like button. Make sure y'all tapping that. What you probably won't see here much is me do a lot of pimping of now topics. I think that we should discuss a topic, discuss how we feel about it, discuss how we can grow from it, and move on. All right. I'm a big proponent of moving on, not forgetting what happened, but let's put some things in place of how we can compartmentalize that trauma, that pain, and move forward. Inspiration and information in the mornings. It's Morning with Mu'addib. Thank you, guys. That's the show. Mm-hmm. All right, who we got? What's on your mind? Let's talk about it. Got one late person joining in. What we got? Multiple guest screens is up. If you want to talk former President DT, let's go. All right. This is a live preview. We're discussing, does former President DT deserve the black vote and a second chance? Former President DT, does he deserve the black vote and a second chance? I say yes. I've given evidence for yes. And I've also put someone on here that said that they don't think that he should. So one way or another, if you want to be a part of my community, coaching community, go ahead and subscribe. You see the star, subscribe. If you're a live subscriber, then you will get to work out with me. I do a lot of live subscription only workouts. And then I'm also giving coaching tips and advice to you guys for free. The webinar is coming up. The flyer will be out today on the 30th. We're going to go for the webinar. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to do some teaching. So get your ticket. The link will be in the description for you to go over to Stripe. Pay your entry fee, $25 every webinar. It's low right now. Believe you me, I will provide evidence that I am moving up. Some webinars will be more expensive later in the year. So right now, $25 is just a thank you for me to come in and uplift you guys with my motivation and speaking and the EFC change agent to get you guys really pumped up and going. Taibu Mu'addib, live only subscription. Subscribe. Make sure that you guys do that, not just here on TikTok to get it cracking with me, but let's go over to YouTube and subscribe. Taibu Mu'addib at 4019. This is what we're doing. A great conversation this morning. Does former President DT deserve the black vote and a second chance? I say yes. What do you say? Let's go. That's the show.